Hello. So I want to tell you about the version 1.3 update of Raiders of Icepeak Mountains in today's video. So, well, I said I just submitted this, but it was actually submitted a few weeks ago, and it is a big expansion to this game. So the best game before this expansion was about 143,000 words, and this update is actually bringing it almost to 180,000 words. So it's really quite a lot that has changed and improved in this game, and I want to tell you, a bit more about all the changes. Now, the first thing is that this game is going to integrate now with Life as a Lich. Life as a Lich will hopefully be releasing on the 6th of June of this 2024. And what this game is doing is it's introducing a new side mission where you can find where a necromancy book is located. And then you can go and find this book and claim an underground complex for your own and become a lich. So it's quite a substantial, new part of the game. The new side mission can be played by everybody, and for example, if you're a cleric, you can choose to either, if you're a cleric working for worshipping one of the evil gods, you can actually take the book and give it the necromancy book and give it into a temple. Or you can destroy the book if you were working for one of the good gods. But I mean, obviously, these new side missions come into their own mostly if you're playing as a wizard, because then, of course, you can actually perform this ritual and transcend your mortality, if you wish. Also, and this is a big thing, I've created a new origin story for those playing as a wizard. This is really a big change for those characters. Before, yes, there was a bit of an origin of what had happened to you, where you came from, etc. But in this new updated version, actually, this is a really massively expanded origin story. So there is quite a lot in there, really. And some other things that have been added to the game is now the encounter with the troubadours has been reworked. So actually you can romance some of the troubadours if you've met them. Of course, the intrinsic same problem that you have with them is still there for those of you who've played that part of the game. But anyway, I think it was a suggestion from one of the readers, and I think it really adds a lot to the game, this reworked scene. And I've added 3 extra new races to the game, so you can now play as Dark Elf, as a Grey Dwarf, or as a Lizard Folk. But I've temporarily hidden these behind the cheat code because I'm not convinced that they really work well within the game. So it is possible, and the game does react to some extent now to you playing one of these characters. So, for example, when you're in a village, people might not like you, etc. But I'm hoping people will play it a bit more and give me some more opinions before I roll it out so that everybody can play with these races. Yes, Life as a Lich, as I said before, is releasing on the 6th of June, and this will allow you to play as a Lich either in present-day Japan, so if you're playing it as a sequel to Tokyo Wizard, or in the fantasy setting of Raiders of Icepeak Mountains. You can, in Life as a Lich, you can eventually become a demigod if you research the appropriate spells and manage to collect the appropriate artifacts. You can also decide that this is not for you eventually and actually reincarnate into a human being once more. It allows you to play as evil. Obviously, Liches don't tend to be such benign characters, but actually, you can actually be a benevolent necromancer and help those who are worshipping you. So there is a way to assemble cultists. You can have also your interact with other of your minions and your underground complex. If you bring in a familiar from Tokyo Wizard, you can actually interact with your familiar. And And yes, there are other companionships that you can seek, even love, with other characters which exist within the game. So, yes, said before, it allows you to import characters either from Tokyo Wizard or Riders of Icepeak Mountains if you have finished as a Lich in either game. You can learn and research 15 unique spells. Maybe there's actually even more. I think since I wrote this, I've actually added some more. You can explore and expand your underworld domains. You can travel to different planes of existence. So a big thing in the game is actually traveling to other planes of existence and interacting with other beings, immortal beings. And of course, you wouldn't be a Lich if you wouldn't be able to get the large armies of undead. And these can be skeletons, zombies, ghouls, necrodragons, golems, and you can even form an undead rat army, which I think is quite a hilarious thing to march into battle with an army of rats, often dead rats, undead rats behind you. What then for the rest of the year? I'm currently about to start kickstart of my second card game. So this is Fantasy Tavern Brawl, which is illustrated by Tiffany Hewitt, who also does the illustrations for all my games. I'm going to continue working on Hero Villain Armageddon. So this is my big task for the year, and my the first game I ever wrote, the Nebula, which is kind of almost finished but needs a rewrite. I've actually, from time to time, still working on it and trying to get that finished. And that's it. Yes, for those of you who are not, I've got a Patreon channel for those of you who wish to support me further, and I'm posting in extra things on this Patreon channel. So updates to my games, some cheat codes which are not there in the normal channel, etc., etc. So this, and actually on my Patreon channel, you can actually access the link to the Life as a Lich. I think it's called an alpha or a beta release anyway, before it's released in June. So actually, there's a post there where you can play it, the full game. So that's it. Thank you for listening.